The truth is, if I had been given 100 chances, Komfo would not have come up for mention. And I remember, round about that time, I stood here and I had questions posed to me. And one of them was what my vision or dream for the hospital was. And I remember saying that I wanted to change the narrative about Komfo. I remember asking you a question, that if all the hospitals in Accra were in Kumasi, and you had the opportunity to choose a hospital where you should be seen when you are not well, will it be Komfo? And I remember saying that not until we have about 95% of us choosing Komfo as the preferred place for healthcare delivery, then it means that there's something monumentally wrong with our system. I have had the opportunity of working with very wonderful people, from management down, and I don't mean any disrespect to orderlies. We have become a family. We have shared ties. We have had casual discussions on the wards in front of the hospital at the car park. And I'm super excited that that bond exists amongst all of us. One of the major things I saw from afar and even felt when I first came here was a divide between the staff and management. I'm sure you'll agree with me that as I speak, the gap has narrowed. I'm sure there's still more to be done. But I have absolutely no doubt that with your love and support, it will be done. Again, I remember that we have had to take very difficult decisions. Extremely difficult. Putting people before disciplinary committees. Suspending people when they have come against the rules and regulations of the hospital or the disciplinary code. I have not done this out of malice. I've never done that out of hatred for anyone. But I have done that with one thing in mind: the need for us to build a system that all of us will be proud of. I have lost friends. Relationships have been strained. Am I proud of it? Certainly not. Will I do the same thing if I have another opportunity? Sadly, yes. And it is because in our bid to make Komfo better, there's a price to pay. You would also recall that together we have done so many things within these 28 months. It would be very wrong for anybody to suggest that it is Addae Mensah. Certainly not. All of us together did this. Can you imagine what would have happened if, upon all the brilliant ideas I may have had, you all decided that that was not the direction to go? Will we have achieved anything? We certainly wouldn't have achieved anything. I believe that working together in unity, it was culminated in our present situation as a hospital. If you have 10 reports in the media space, 9 of them would certainly be positive, and I'm referring to issues about Komfo. That didn't used to be the case in the past. For me, it shows progress. I look at the main theater and I smile, and it is because, although we are not fully completed yet, we have seen progress. At some point, the surgeons got frustrated, and rightly so. It was because the circumstances under which they are having to do their surgeries was not the best. We took very hard decisions. Now the main theater has been operationalized. Look at the physiotherapy block. Renovation at a cost of about 1.5 million. The main theater about 4.4 million. We've bought about 7 anesthesia machines, each at a cost of about 500,000 Ghana cedis. For me, one of the things that I'm proud of that we have together done is the number of dialysis machines we have in the hospital at the moment. When I joined Komfo in the 1st of December 2022, we had 1.5 dialysis machines. Half because one of them was working at fault. Today, we can boast of about 20 dialysis machines. About 10 to 12 of them were bought with internally generated funds, our own money. Let us look at the state in which the doctors' flats and the nurses' blocks were. There are about 10 doctors' flats, 2 nurses' blocks. As I speak, 9 of the doctors' blocks have been painted. All 2 of the nurses' blocks have also been painted. It is for the 2 nursing blocks, we used internally generated funds. For the doctors' block, monies from outside, our social networks. And for this, I believe that we should be thankful to God that He gave us the strength to be able to do all these things. And at any point in time where my services are needed, if you call me, I will respond. I'm sure as you sit, there are a lot of things going on through your mind. Heal Komfo project. The truth is that the Heal Komfo project is not my project. It is the country's project. It is an Asante project. It is a Menchia project. It's a project for the 12 regions that use Komfo as the referral center. It is a project for the people who come from Burkina Faso to seek health here. I pray that you give the incoming CEO, Dr. Kwesi Baidoo, all the support that you can give. Probably more love, more support, like I said not too long ago, because the job is getting more and more difficult. He will make mistakes. Yes, many of them unintentional. But even when he does, my prayer is that you still support him, looking at the overarching aim and where we want to get to. I'm sure many of you would have a word or two to tell me. My ears are wide open. Thank you very much and God bless you.
We have shared a lot of things together. I have seen you work. To me, you carry a lot of phobia spirit with you. We never give up. We always work with our heart. We dedicate ourselves to whatever we do. And we are all witnesses to what you have been able to achieve. And then to that, I personally, and I'm sure that most of us are grateful for the work that you have done. You are living with your head held very high. You have achieved a lot. Again, as a medical, I've known you, we've known ourselves as medical students in the same university. We've worked at the same place. You had to come through the university. So personally, I've known you quite well, and also as I see you. And no doubt that wherever you go, you're still going to succeed. You've succeeded in so many areas. You are still going to succeed. And then thank you for all the service, what you have done to lift the image of Komfo. I have run through with a lot of chief executives for Komfo Teaching Hospital as far back as 1980, in the 80s. Sorry, in the 90s, not 80s. But I've known you since the 80s, but the 90s as the CEO. So having compared you to previous chief executives, you're one of the standout chief executives. And you all recognize that. And now, Kwesi, I have also known you as a medical student, as a medical officer, and then having seen you work for Ghana Medical Association, I have no doubt that you are also going to be very successful. I'm sure you have the support of most of us. And during the speech of Professor Addae Mensah, he said that we are doing it not for individuals. It's for Ghana, it's for Asante, and it's for the people, most importantly, the people we all dedicate to serve. I've seen your work as an orthopedic surgeon, and I have no doubt with your discipline, your dedication, and then the sacrifices you have made, you continue to do that as a CEO. And then you have our support, you have my support especially. You can count on us to support you in any way. Thank you very much.
Yenya akandifo a obedi yanim na wɔkyerɛ yɛ kwan ma yɛyɛ adwuma. Yenyina di ho adanse ɛne anigye a ahyɛ yɛn ma emra nne yeja yɛn outgoing CEO Professor Otchere Addae Mensah kwan. Yenyina agitum sɛ wabɛyɛ adwuma a ɛsɔ ani anigye mpo a abafie ha kɛkɛ. Emre bi atwa mu so anopa na oba adwuma na oyam kura ahyehyew. But you say wa ma adwuma mu ha ya nika a mo sidi ahye mafono ma na saa na adwuma ne tie obi kɔ na obi ba na asɔ omampani ani sɛ ɔde yɛn ankasa yɛtwetwomtwo ya yɛde nyina adom yɛn ɛyɛ Dr Kwesi Baidoo. Moi, when you do a grand dear, my friend, Dr. Park. Or a consultant orthopedic surgeon. Or a fellow of both West African College of Surgeons and Ghana College of Physicians and Surgeons. Sesiya mene okasai entomra omampani eman so se CEO no ono na oye head of directorate ema trauma and orthopedics e Komfo Anokye. Enye no nko a ono kro no anso na ye regional chairman edema Ghana Medical Association. Say mo anija mo memfa nsembo enhia Dr. Kwesi Baidoo.
And Chief Executive, there be my friend Mozart. Ne management members, ne staff a yɛhyia ha. Adwuma a ɛden wɔ wiase paa yɛ will take you over from a great person. I repeat it, the hardest job in the world is not being an orthopedic surgeon, it's not being a lecturer, it's not being a nurse, it's not being a high court judge, chief justice, but taking over from a great person. And that is where I find myself. And why do I say so? From every medical school, in fact, Mozart is a leader. No, yeah, Junior Doctors Association, yeah, chairperson, I'm no assistants. Way back. And yet was obey chief executive. And I said, way most of you may apply, say, may head of department. In California, say, me need to buy my somewhere then. Sana omoka, but Mozart, ejina ho say, about ejuma oye, enye ni suban. But omoka sa ni nyina so ye omo ne menye ejuma da bia wate say bia me we school 15 or 20 years ago. No, that time they all come make be a job. But nipa unyi a nipa unyi na osisa. Enti ebi o man no mundi me 15 20 years ago no mo kasa, but ojinane na so say he will be my head of department. And throughout my tenure, me HOD nyina he was so supportive. Enti na me ka say the greatest, in fact, me SMA renovation where he bought into it, supported. Enti na the greatest job dimpa nipa ebeye. But emom ye fra sebe suma a call to duty senia Mozart ekae no entino medanasipa and senia mekae is not just about where CEO maybe be CEO ye call back and debia ye bet me here advice via the first person me freno beye or no say me freno oh prof CEO so jawasem Mozart ye call back intino ye bet wa so sa enti Chief, you have my word, and Debbie, I'll call on you as we indicated. And to all of us, senior mo friend Mozart, ye friend me pack, senior nanakaye. Titles ye job by me dear me udo friend me packer, and me salary so and me position ye be responded. The same way na obi ene doors mutumi koho anytime the same way na meye ushia me call na office ye discussing no ma corridor mu ana ye shia bontia na maka chief me here say okay on Casabran office it gets done and I'll carry on with that same principle u here bibia if you walk with friend me damu nyina ase and we hope say ye be cooperate na ya ye adwuma aboa santima aboa Ghana me damu ase.
I am